There are different approaches to doing this sort of question. I like to just stick with speed equals distance over time, clear diagrams, and see what happens basically. So I'm going to draw my escalator. I don't know how long it is, so I'm going to say the distance is d. And then we're told that when the down escalator is moving, okay, so that means there's a velocity associated with that, or a speed. I'm going to call that VE. Thomas can run down it in 15 seconds. So that means if we're going to add the velocity of the escalator and the velocity of Thomas running, and those two together will be distance divided by the time. So I get VE plus VR is d over 15. Let's look at the second scenario where we've still got the escalator, but now he's not running, he's actually walking. Then in a similar sort of way, it's going to be VE plus VW is equal to d over 30. So two equations set up, four unknowns. Right, we've got another piece of information now. One day when the escalator was broken and stationary, I'm going to draw a second diagram here. So now there is no speed associated with the escalator. Thomas can run down it in 20 seconds. So that means here we have that VR is equal to d over 20. Right, and this is now we've got enough information actually to try and ultimately what we're trying to work out. We're trying to, if I can somehow get the walking speed by itself related to d and this some number here, then that will be the time that it takes Thomas to walk down the broken escalator. So that's where I'm trying to head. Right, what to do? Okay, there are different ways you can actually combine these equations, but I'm going to go with a substitution method. I'm going to replace this VR by this VR and hence d over 20. Therefore, VE is going to be d over 15 minus d over 20. I've just substituted it in and subtracted d over 20 from both sides to give to find VE by itself in terms of d. Okay, these what goes into both these are 60. Okay, both of these go into 60, so it's going to be 4d over 60 minus 3d over 60, which is d over 60. What that actually means is the bonus bit of the question is that it actually, if Thomas was just to stand still on the escalator, it would take 60 seconds. Actually, that's not what we're after. We want to know if the escalator's not moving, how long would it take him to walk? But we now have VE in terms of D60. So what I'm going to do, sorry, D over 60. So I'm going to do the same again now. I'm going to substitute in, this time for d over 60. So d over 60 plus vw is d over 30. I can rearrange that. I can substitute in and rearrange that. vw is going to be d over 30 minus d over 60. Okay, I'm nearly there. This is actually going to be 2d over 60. And in fact, it's the same expression, d over 60. So it was also take 60 seconds for Thomas simply to walk down the escalator that's broken. Overall, we got it in the right form that I was looking for, so it must be that t is equal to 60 and we're sorted. Okay, so a tough question, but just working through it carefully using this sort of approach. And there's many other questions on these sorts of challenges that you can use this method for. Just speed, distance, time. Okay, write down what you know, combine things accordingly, and you can get the answer. Sometimes there's quicker approaches, and I'm sure there will be in this case, but this is a pretty solid approach, and I hope you're happy with it. Well done.